Right, it's late in the evening. I'm just going to do a really quick video before I settle down for the night. Now, I don't know if you'll remember. Remember I showed you how to do the book? We made the front cover and that opened up and we ended up with the back cover like that. And I had a middle section in there. Well, what I've done is I've taken them apart. So basically what I'm going to do with this one is cover this at the back. Because I had little knob things in there, you know, to hang things from. But I didn't want to use it once I'd made it. It was just done as a tutorial basically. So I'm going to recover the back and the front. And then they will be sold as a front and back cover. And then if somebody wanted to join it, they can do that. And all you do is put a middle piece in there. So that's that. This one I did show you how to do a front cover as well. I'm going to cover the back of this one, and then that one's also going up for sale. And if anybody wants them to finish them off, make them into something else, then you've got the chance to do that without having to do the actual cover itself. You just need to make it into a plaque or whatever it is you want to make it into. Okay, so we'll just do the pink one first, and all it is adding some pink felt. Now I'm going to also make a mini book, a miniature leather book, but I don't have any other, I don't have a lighter coloured felt at the moment. So what I'm going to do is you need that in a little bit. So I'm just going to bring that in to there. And then cut that, and it should fit perfectly. And if not, we can trim it down, not a problem. So I do have the glue gun on, so I'm just going to trim this down as well. And then if somebody wants to make it into a stand or a plaque, they can do that, or even start and make a book from it. Okay? I just don't want them to go to waste. I don't like to waste things if I can help it. Do that just to get that to stick down, and then we run the glue along the edge like that. So that now can be turned into a nice plaque for something. But do you remember, there is a video on this. Again, using our cording, our appliques, handmade flowers. That's a triple layer flower and that. So it's just about, you know, making something different. A nice flower. So that can now become a book cover, a plaque, or a stand. Okay, so that's that one done, and that will be up for sale shortly. Then we've got the two cream ones. Again, I'm only going to cover in a cream backing, just to recover them, that's all, and tidy them up basically. I'm going to do that. Let's fold that back where we need it. That'll do, I think. So these are projects I wouldn't undo and take apart, because there's nothing wrong with them, and they'll, you know, they'll look just as nice made into a book cover, or like you say, you can continue and put this on a box, which is what I intended it to be, but I didn't finish it. It was like a book box, if you remember. We can pull that a little bit because felt does stretch. So that's fine. Press that down. Like that. So you can either get 2 plaques out of this, like turn that into something like I've done with that one, so you can have a matching pair, so you can do it that way. So it'll be sold as a pair, and I'm not going to glue that down because you might need to tuck something in if you're going to put that back as a book like that. So you'll be able to tuck it in this bit here and there. So all I'm going to do is to glue this down now. Let's use this bit of felt. I might just put that over it actually first, and then you won't see that. I don't want that showing through in case you want to turn it into a book. Let me just put that on the top like that. It will be fine, not a problem. And fix that to the end like that. And then we'll pull this section back like that. So if you purchase this, you purchased it knowing that it was something else, but I've had to, I altered it, and now it can be made into anything. Okay? It just might help a beginner to make something, create something with it. But as I use things on it, of course, there's cost and that. I mean, that is pretty, that. And you could make a matching pair. You could. And yeah, or make it into a book and just put a little bit of felt, tuck it in there and ease that out. See, like that. And just tuck the felt in there. So you could do that. That would make a nice book cover, wouldn't it? So I'm going to leave that open for you. Yeah. I'm sure somebody can make something out of that. So that's that one. Now I'm just going to put the felt away. Right, what I've got here is the Distress Inks, and it's Vintage Photo and a non-stick mat. I'm just going to pop a few drops on that, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of water And I'm just going to leave that to one side. Try not to spill it. Oops. Wet this paper. Okay. And then I'm going to take a brush. And we're just going to mix that ink up. And then we're going to brush this on and spread it out. I'm not bothered about my mat getting dirty. I'll pick all that up. And that's all I'm going to do with that. You want it like a vintage age paper, should I say. And then I just need a wet wipe, which I have here. And then all I'm going to do is to sit that on and dab that. Because that's easier to dry it. It lightens the load of, you know, the colour from it. And it'll make it easier to play around with. Like that. I'm going to take my heat gun and just dry that off. And as you can see, as it's drying, it's lifting. I'm just going to remove that. Just stop that a minute, and I'm just going to hang that over the radiator just for a minute or two. Yeah, they're warm, so that's going to be drying that off like that. And easier for me just to trim it like this. Just slither, just a slither. I'm going to do each piece in half again. We can trim it all off later. And just cut that piece down again. And we've got that, and that's the size we're after. So I will speed this up. And that's the last piece. Right. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to fold all of these together like that. Sorry, not that, it's that way. Fold all of those together like that. Okay. And very carefully get the non-stick mat. Just skim across the end like that. I'm going to put these two pieces together like that. Do the next two. So we've got that, and there's your pages, but you haven't finished with your pages yet. But your leather needs to be cut. So you've got your book, and what you need is to make sure your leather is long enough. Now I'm just going to cut a little bit over because I'm going to trim that down, and then you do that and that. But you need to put in some chipboard. So my leather is going to be, let's have a look, a fairly big piece that I'm going to cut. Like that, for me to play around with. I like to be able to play around with the leather. Okay. So from that, what we're going to do now is we need some chipboard. So I have some chipboard here from the thing I did on the crown, which is good for me, it's fine, it'll work. And we need to measure that. I'm just outlining it a little bit bigger than what the book actually is. So that's the first one. And I need two of those, so I'm going to do this end. just see if they're the same. Yeah, they're roughly the same. They don't have to be exact. Keep your oddments because they make tiles and things like that. Now, what I do need is a piece as wide as the book, like that. So that it's about there. And then I just need to add this like that. We'll make sure that's long enough. Now, let me just make sure it's bent a little bit there. A little bit shorter, I think we need that. Let's just see. Yep, that's fine, I think. Might do it a little bit shorter, that's all. Oops. Okay, so here's my bit of leather. Now I have to put this in the middle. I'll get that as, I'm going to put that there and get that as straight as I can. Like that. That's that. And I'm going to take this section, when you put it about 2mm away from the central part. So about that. And you do the same on this side. About that. I'm not bothered about it going over, to be honest, because we can colour that. Now, all I'm going to do, you can, if you want to, you know, like attach it over. I don't want to do that. Although I could do this section, couldn't I? Let me just sort this out. You can do it different ways. I wasn't going to do it like that because I just wanted to make a simple book. It's going to be shut, you're not going to see it. But I'm just going to put the nicks in. You put like a V in, like that. See, like that. And then what you can do is just to trim that off and trim the corners off, and trim them right across like that and right across like that. Now I'm going to trim this one down because I'm not bothered about it going over the edge at all. And look, got a little book. So what I'm going to do is, oh, put some glue in to start with. We're just going to glue this down. Now you can use fabric glue or something like that if you wish. I'm just using this glue for quickness. Like that. Just fold that over. It's really quick and easy. See, we'll just do that. And then what we can do then is we can pop on the book like that. But before I do that, I've got some of the same distress ink. And I'm just going to darken the edges. Now where I've got this particular glue, it won't darken, but it doesn't matter about that. I'm not fussed at all. Okay, and then I'm deciding which to have as the front. I'm just going to cut that a little bit more. See, and I can darken that, that's nothing. But then you sit your book in. Now this way, I want to put some of this glue in, which is the tacky glue. That's it. So with your finger, just do this. And then we need to spread that. And we want to go over there as well. Don't forget this dries clear. So it's going to be fine. Make sure you put it onto the end there. And just do that. We get another wipe. Soak it. They're not too. They're drying out, my wipes. Like that. Okay, and you take your book and you're going to position that, and then you take the first page, do that with your book. Now I might need some more pages in mine, and I don't fuss about any of that glue anywhere at all, because when you open it up, look, you've got that. Now the only other thing you have to do is you take a bit of glue, pop it onto your board, you need a brush, find a decent brush to use. So I've got a long brush here, squirt some water on it, so like half and half, water this down, a bit of glue so it's 50-50. Right, and then you've got to start from the beginning. So hang on, that's your first page. And then you just shut that one up and you go to your next one. You're only doing a little bit, don't do it right to the edge, you don't need to. And then once that's dried, like I say, I've not given it time to dry. You need to give them time. But I'm just rushing mine. So I've got that so far. Okay? And then what you can do is you can glue here. So I'm just going to put a little... I'm going to glue this side. It doesn't have to be perfect, although it'd be a bit, if you did it better than mine. My glue gun's playing up. Right, that's better. Hang on. That's because I'm leaving it like that. It'll rest. Now, you leave that to dry. And then you can colour it with, you know, like gold rub and buff, and, or paint it, or whatever you want to do with it. And just get this off. Yeah, so you just let that dry. And once that's dried, you can use your gold rub and buff on it. The other thing you can do, and I'm just standing mine up, just like that a minute, out of the way, is I do have, when I can get into them, some bits and pieces that can be used. I'm not sure if I've got enough of the little ones. 1, 2, might only have the 2. But look, you can even do that sort of thing. Put book corners on. So I might do that. I might. If I've got... Well, I only need 2. I've got 2 matching. Yeah, I've got those. I might just do that. Let me just see. So I think we've got to open these up a little bit. Although I'm not sure if that will work. Yeah, I think we've got to open these up a little bit. So you just open them up slightly. I want to make sure that they're cut on there properly. But because I've put that leather, you know, I didn't cut this right, did I? But it still will work. Yeah, it still will work. And then all you do is clip them down into place. Like that. That's it. So that's that one done. Little corner on. Just open them up, see, like that. Don't forget, you'll be doing yours a lot neater than mine. And I've just caught mine. Which I'm not bothered about. Push it down, push them on together and close them up. Push them in together, that's it, like that. See, we've got a little book. Ignore this, the scruffier it looks the better. Anyway, this is now dried, which we can do some rub and buff on that. And then I do have these. They're like little you know, just little symbol things that you can have on the front like that, and the letters and whatnot. So, or that, it's like the wings of something. So I'm going to put that one on mine, and I'm going to glue it on with, let's have a look. Where's my glue gone? There we go. Glossy accents, because I want it to stay on, obviously. Make sure we get the wings the right way. Yeah. I'm not fussed about the liquid that comes out, the glue. We can clean all of that off later. So yeah, we got that. And I'm not sure we need those. We could put those there. Actually, yeah, I think I will. They don't have to be the same, the corners. Now, we do sell this leather in the shop. We have got some in the shop in different colours. If anybody wants to try this. And it's very good quality, you know what I mean? It's faux leather, but it's nice. So, like I said, you can stamp on these, stand it up in your library or whatever it is you want to do with it. Just make sure they're stuck in there. They will dry, it's just that it's still wet. Carefully add your string. And there, you've got a little mini book. But like I say, if you're doing a library or something like that and you've got these giant books, and all you need to do is to rub and buff on there. That's all. And you get your paint, and you get your rub and buff. And all you do is just do that. Like I say, you can move that in the middle. Once that's dry, that'll be fine. But you can make them as authentic as you want. That keeps coming off, but it will dry. See? Now I'm going to leave mine open for the pages because I don't want them to stick together. See like that? But that's got to be in there like that, you see? So it's got to be laid flat. So I'm going to sit that there. And then I'm going to sit that there, and that will dry like that. That's it. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye for now.